Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the NPTEL course cum workshop on combustion for propulsion. This will be a 3.5 days course. We will have lectures and discussions spread over the entire day. I must say a little bit about the audience for the benefit of the people who are here and also for the benefit of the students who will be watching these videos later. We have a group of audience from diverse backgrounds and from academic institutions, research students from academic institutions, and also practicing engineers from space and defense agencies. So the purpose of having such a group is to have an interactive exchange of ideas which are central to development of propulsion systems, and the focus will be on introducing existing ideas in literature and a few new ideas which will enable practicing engineers to develop propulsion systems which are not just good in terms of performance. Another important aspect that will be discussed is the stability of propulsion systems. It is an emerging issue in development of high performance propulsion systems. So that will be a central, that will be one of the themes of this course and workshop. The takeaway for the research students will be to see and learn of ways in which academic research can contribute to development of stable propulsion systems. There are a number of fundamental open issues which require an academic intervention, if I may use that word. Would you like to add a few points?
Yeah. Quite often when you learn the subject in courses in academic institutions, you will discover, you will learn those fundamentals and there is no connect with reality. And you get recruited into one of these places, you learn on the job slowly. What we have uncovered over a period of time is that if you discover a problem in development, you might not know which part of the fundamentals is to be applied for understanding what has happened and taking a course corrective action. Therefore, this course was designed essentially to start from applications. You have applications, you are doing development, and then you discover an issue. What then should you do with the question? So we want to talk to you and tell you what part of the fundamentals are relevant to some of them and what kind of analysis has to be done. Quite often you have heard, don't tell me too many equations. Quite often the equations are now changed into software, and you click the button and you get the plots. But quite often you also hear people asking you a question, what are the basis of this set of equations, in interviews and so on. Also, the tools to analyze on the back of the envelope for a complex problem to identify which are the true causes or the principal causes is, I think, very important. So we hope to achieve some of these objectives during the course. You may find some small equations being dealt with carefully, but most often qualitatively which part of the physics is influencing what you are observing will be the point which also will be addressed. So this is the plan over the next 3.5 days, and you can ask any question which you think is reasonable, not reasonable as well. We'll decide what the result of the discussion will be afterwards.
Okay. I'll briefly tell you what the course plan is. We'll be here for 3.5 days. We will start with an overview of what fundamentals are required for understanding, analyzing, designing and developing propulsion systems. And then we will discuss these fundamental concepts in some detail. This will keep us occupied for a day and a half, and then we will start looking at a couple of applications of the fundamentals that have been introduced. One application will be an analysis or a introduction of a theoretical framework for understanding how composite solid propellants burn. There will be one application that we will look at, and following that we will move on to discussion of liquid propulsion systems. On the third day we will start discussions on liquid propulsion systems, and on the last day we will wrap up the discussions with the overview of hybrid propulsion systems, and any other point, significant point that may have come up during the 3 days, we will take it up on the last day and have a discussion. That will be the overall course plan. As was mentioned by Professor Mukunda, feel free to seek clarifications, raise some points. With the only thing that we would like you to keep in mind is, sometimes if we feel that a point that is raised by one of you requires a more detailed discussion, which requires ideas from lectures that have not been covered, we will postpone it to a later session and then we will discuss it in some detail. Okay, that's about all that I think I have to say.